Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am planning the week of August 8th through the 14th in my Erin Condren neutral vertical life planner. And this week I am using the art Campfire from KittenishGirlJess that I purchased directly from her, and I actually designed this kit myself. So I don't actually sell any kits or anything, but I do have a silhouette that I use to make my own stickers. And if there's ever art that I really like and I either see myself using more than once, or I don't particularly like the patterns or colors that like certain shops came out with, I'll just make it myself. And I actually do enjoy designing that stuff on silhouette and actually Photoshop as well, but I will say it is tedious, and I definitely do prefer to purchase directly from sticker shops rather than the artists, but it's still another way to support the artists, so either way doesn't matter. But for this one, I didn't like the colors that some shops were using, so I wanted to make my own. However, my printer must have been either a weird setting, running out of certain inks, I don't know what happened, but basically the colors on my computer did not match the colors that printed out, which I know is like a pretty normal thing, but typically, at least in the past, it's been pretty close, but this time it was like way off. Like, for example, the lighter blue on my screen was less of a blue, and then that really dark teal color was more of like an evergreen color rather than like a bluey teal. So basically the darkest blue and the lightest blue turned out way more blue than I expected, which is fine. The colors are still really pretty. I enjoy it. But basically what happened was I also purchased the dark green foil from PLANMAS to go with this kit, and once I got it in, I realized that, or actually really once I printed it, I realized that it was not going to work because they were a lot bluer than, colors turned out a lot bluer than they did green, and the dark green was just, it stood out too much. Even though there is green in the full boxes, it just wasn't the same shade of green, and it just, I did not like the way it looked. So I ended up nixing that and got, what's it called? Autumn tie-dye from PLANMAS instead. And I didn't get, so in the green I got the nature quotes as well as the, I forgot what I think it's called Roughing It, basically the camping underlays, which for the autumn tie-dye I didn't get nature quotes in autumn tie-dye because I knew I would never use autumn tie-dye in a nature kit really ever again, or at least I figured I wouldn't. Chances are I wouldn't. So I decided to nix the nature quotes, but I did get the underlays in autumn tie-dye, and I'm doing the base of the kit, one because I really just wanted to do the base of the kit, get the foil, or at least the silver foil laid down. So the silver foil is the Dragonfly bundle from Caress Press, which I completely love. I love the way that this turned out actually, and I chose silver because in the autumn tie-dye foil from PLANMAS, it has like shades of orange and silver in it. So I wanted to kind of pull in the silver from the underlays in the overlays. And I think it turned out so well. I'm glad that I did the autumn tie-dye versus like just a normal orange or even pumpkin underlay, just because I think it would have been too much orange, even though there is really only one shade of orange in this kit. But I just think it would have popped too much and it wouldn't have worked out. But because the background is like a silvery hue to it, and it's like kind of an ombre tie-dye pattern color, if you will. So, and I'm really happy with the way that this spread turned out. So I'll get into the day by days because I'm pretty sure I'll catch up. Either way, I'm trying to think of questions that I usually get. One, if you have a question about wherever any sticker came from, leave a comment down below, preferably with a timestamp. The majority of actually all of the functional stickers I got from the kit that I made myself, so you can't really find them anywhere else, but they're designed after like pretty much any functional sticker in any sticker shop. I make my own scripts, so the black scripts that you'll see, I made myself. I did use the silver scripts from the foil bundle from Caress Press. Icons I used from the sticker sheet, or the kit that I made myself. Even though I did purchase the icons, I always have them linked down below from Creative Market. And then the character stickers are either from Once More with Love or the Coffee Monsters cup. So yeah, getting into the day by day. On Monday was a very normal Monday. I had some coffee in the morning, as I mark with Coffee Monday. Caught up on YouTube, since I usually take my Mondays a little bit slower, or my Monday mornings at least a little bit slower, because one, because Mondays suck, and two, because Mondays are the days that a lot of Plan With Me's go up, at least for the channels that I follow. So I did that Monday morning. I also did some laundry and some filming. So I typically try to film on Mondays and Thursdays. At least my Plan With Me's. Doesn't always work out that way, but this week, luckily I should say, it did. And then I talked to my parents, just because the week before we came back from a wedding in Montana, and we typically talk on Sundays. We just couldn't the one before because we were flying, so we talked on Monday, and then caught up on Only Murders in the Building, which is the TV show that my fiance and mother-in-law and I are watching. Moving on to Tuesday, this is the day that I had an extender, and I actually believe this is the first day extender that I've ever used. I did it off camera just because it was the first time that I was doing it, and I didn't know how long it would take or how complicated it would be. It really wasn't that bad. And actually this one I think was placed really well, so I'm proud of myself for that. But anyway, had a meeting in the morning, did some work, updated the budget. I try to do that about 2 to 3 times a week. Doesn't always work out that way, but yeah. Had a delivery this day, did some planning, and most likely planning out my week, just because Monday, so I don't always mark when I do work, but I usually mark work when it either was like a big project or when I just need space to fill in my planner. But because we got back from the airport late on Sunday, Monday was kind of like a catch-up day, like a personal catch-up day. So I did my planning on Tuesday, even though I typically do that Sunday night, Monday, but obviously because of travel, I couldn't. So did that Tuesday, had trivia like always, or at like usual on Tuesdays, played Lego Batman with Colton. That is the current video game we're playing. And then I read in the evening. Moving on to Wednesday, Colton and I but we played Lego Batman again. He must have had off this day or something, or maybe I just did not do anything before he got home, or he just got home super early. But either way, played Lego Batman with Colton, worked on the budget, did some wedding planning. Colton and I are currently engaged, so we're doing a little bit every single week, even though our engagement is going to be about 2-year engagement. But either way, want to stay on top of it. Bought some wedding gifts because we've had, as I mentioned multiple times, we had 5 weddings this year, and we were kind of grouping the bookings, like the transportation, the gifts and stuff together. So we bought some gifts this day. I did some work in the evening and finally read before bed like I usually do. Moving on to Thursday, worked in the morning, did a practice talk. So I think this was around the time that my talk for one of the conferences I was going to was due. So I had to get that ready, and obviously I wanted to practice beforehand, so I practiced with my lab. Had a call for what I call a bridal shower meeting, so I'm the maid of honor, or I was at this point. Time I'm filming this, I was the maid of honor for a wedding that happened in October, and I just had a meeting with her aunt and grandma because we were planning the bridal shower. Edited a few videos, and then had a call, like a catch-up call with a friend. Moving on to Friday. So the whole purpose of the reason why I chose this kit was because we went to Pinnacles National Park this weekend, which is a park in, like, I guess northern central California. This is the first time that both Colton and I had been there, so we kind of made a long weekend trip out of it, and we booked I forgot what it's called. It's basically a hard-sided tent, although technically, I mean, it's made of canvas, but it's like really thick, sturdy canvas. It's like a permanent structure. So we rented that. We were going to do like normal camping, like in a tent, but one, because we kind of had the money to do this trip, and two, the renting those tents weren't really that expensive, and plus it was just nicer because it came with a bed. I mean, you had to bring your own linens, but it came with a bed, which was really nice. So we did that for this weekend, and that was pretty much it. Like, we had some game nights, because once the sun went down, there really wasn't much to do, but we did have lighting in our tent, which was really nice. So we just played some games, and then during the day did a lot of the hiking and bird watching. So that is everything for this spread. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.